personalities on the biggest stories, and don't miss us on The Herd weekdays at 12 Eastern. Catch it all right here Monday through Friday on FS1.
If you got the dreaded stuffy nose, cold and flu season, try Vicks Sinex nasal sprays. Vicks Sinex nasal spray. Use as directed. You ever had something as a radio host you want to talk about but you can't, and it sort of makes you... never mind. All right. All right, let's bring him on. He is now NBA insider Caron Butler, who just got off his flip phone with Jimmy Butler. I believe we have an NBA trade that's about to come down. The Rockets are a mess, and Jimmy Butler is sitting out tonight. And it's been documented now by people who cover the league that the Rockets are all in on Jimmy. By the way, remember, the Rockets have a new owner. New owners are impatient. You don't want to be a one-hit wonder with Houston. Daryl Morey's got to make this thing work. And so I buy the Jimmy Butler Houston rumors. You just got off the phone with Jimmy Butler. Let me start with this. Why isn't he playing tonight?
It's a mutual decision. And
what does that mean?
He wanted me to, put emphasis on that. It's a mutual decision from Tibbs and front office in itself. He said he's restless, he's tired, he's a little banged up. And it was a mutual agreement to rest him tonight against Utah.
Mutual decision doesn't mean that there's not a trade in the works in the next 48 hours.
I mean, anything can happen. And Jimmy is the type of guy, and he wanted this to be said, that you only can control what you can control. As a competitor, he's going to go out there, and as we've seen in the games that he has been available, he's the reason that the leader, the guy out there winning basketball games. You saw that on full display with the Lakers. He's guarding the best players. But at the same time, he knows that he has to continue to play this way because he's damned if he do, he's damned if he don't, because of his value. His value is everything, and he wants to win. And once you get on that court between those lines, any player or any competitor can tell you, all bets are off. You're not thinking about the business of basketball. You're just thinking about, as a competitor, to win and lead your ball club.
Okay, I've had Jimmy on the couch twice. I like him. And here's my knock. He's sending me mixed messages. I want to be on a winner. Then why you want to go to Brooklyn? You have a chance to be a winner here, don't you?
Yeah, I think he's doing what he has to do. Anytime that you're a player, you're going to get shopped around and you're going to go wherever at the business likings of management or how they see you fit. But if you're a player that can control the movement of where you want to be and you're that good enough to do that, more power to you. I think so many times that we applaud business and owners for making the necessary moves for the future projections of their organizations. And we need to start applauding athletes and players that's taking their futures and their careers in their own hand and putting themselves in the best situation for themselves and how they see fit.
Houston would give up 4 first-round picks for him. Is he worth it?
I mean, you saw it on full display. 30-plus points, guarding arguably still the best player in all of basketball, LeBron James. And, the game winner over Rondo in clutch. You see him guarding the best players, offensively putting on the display that he's doing. He's worth it. And I don't understand why they, being the Minnesota Timberwolves, are still holding him hostage, knowing the situation going into the season where I sat down with you and I don't want to be there. We understand that. We established that. Let's get you into a place where you can be a better version of yourself, and let's put us in a position where we can move forward.
Caron Butler, NBA insider. Do you think a move will be made in the next week?
Do I think a move should be made is I think is the valid and real question. I think it should be made. I don't think it'll happen, though. I just think that, the Timberwolves will continue to, ask for a steep bargain. They did the same thing with Philadelphia. All right, throw in Ben Simmons. You can probably see that in the situation with the Rockets where, look, you're getting 4 first-round future picks. And they might say, all right, throw in James Harden or something like that and throw the deal off or something. So it's just one of those things. And my advice to my young brother, Jimmy, all I told him was just continue to do what you're doing, control what you can control, and be a professional on all levels.
He called you because he wants the word out. He wants you to because he feels he needs a little damage control.
I don't think it's damage control at all. I just think that, so many times, you can trust information with certain people.
All right.
And you want your message to be put out there in the right way.
All right, I want to shift gears to this. And this is, I like millennials. I like them. They think differently. I like millennials. The downside to millennials, every generation has a downside. You're not a millennial. And so you were not as worshipped in high school. You probably had a coach that barked at you. You probably weren't as worshipped in AAU. You probably weren't as worshipped. But the basketball culture now is about worship. Mm-hmm. You tell your high school coach, play me or I'm going to go cross town. You tell the AAU coach, give me more swagger, I'll go to the other AAU team. You go to college and you say, I'm staying 1 year, max. Then you go to the NBA and you can get coach fired. The downside to millennials is they don't, I believe, have the resilience. Andrew Wiggins got no dog in him. I see this with a lot of young NBA players. They got no dog. Old guys all had old dog. Old guys sometimes didn't have the skill level. You guys all had dog in you. I don't think Lonzo's got a ton of dog in him, but I think he's really skilled. Can I make the argument that Rondo, old school, can't shoot, all dog, Lonzo, more talented, millennial kid, chill, doesn't like the conflict? These two don't work together. Every game in which Rondo takes more minutes out of Lonzo, he is completely out of rhythm. And it's the reality. He's a millennial, and he doesn't, this old school guard and this new school kid, Caron, they don't work together. Am I nuts on this?
You're not nuts. I don't want to say you're clinically nuts, but
you don't buy it. I can't see them working together.
I think they complement each other extremely well, and I'm going to tell you why. Because all the things that you just touched on, but Lonzo needs that. You need someone like a Rondo, a true winner, a guy that's going to bring it night in and night out, and he's not going to let you be comfortable at no time. And if you're Luke and you're the Lakers organization, you're looking at ball and saying, this is our future. Could be our now, but this is definitely our future. And we got Rondo here as an insurance policy just in case it's going to take a little bit more time for ball to be ready. And that's what you see. So I think that he should be the starting guard right now.
Who?
Ball. He should be the starting guard. He should be out there being available. And Rondo is reliable. He's going to be fine whether he's coming off the bench or playing pocket minutes or whatever the case, because he's a true professional and he just gets it done.
By the way, I watched the Rockets imploding. I watched what the Lakers are doing, and they're exactly where they should be at this point. They're trying to figure out the chemistry. Mm-hmm. They're competitive every night.
Even with losses.
They're losing close to playoff teams in the West. I kind of look at the Lakers, and I'm like, all right, if you flip the one San Antonio loss into a win, I think you'd have to wake up this morning and be okay. I mean, when I hear LeBron's impatient, I'm like, you were 7-9 with D. Wade in your first 17. You, Kyrie, and Love couldn't work it. I watched the Lakers, and I'm like, this is going as planned.
He responded to a question. He didn't say, I'm impatient. And they say, LeBron, why are you impatient? He responded. He said, I don't want to get there. Basically saying,
I don't want to become impatient.
Yeah, I don't want to become impatient. But you have to understand, he lost Rondo for 4 games or whatever, or
and
3
Ingram.
games. And then he lost Ingram for the 4 games. And they're a huge part of what they do. So looking at that and understanding that, they're going to be fine going forward. I just think that it's all about the chemistry and understanding that who's going to do what and where they're going to be. And a lot of positives came out of that. You see Lance being consistent. You see in JaVale. You're seeing them being one of the top scoring teams in all of the NBA, not just the Western Conference. So they're scoring at a rapid rate. Now they have to find a way defensively to control people and protect the paint. And once they do that, they're going to string together quality wins against quality teams. And then, one thing about momentum, once that thing get going, especially with LeBron James, you can kind of just feed off that.
For the record, with the Lakers, they can't move these Stevenson, Rondo guys till December anyway. Mm-hmm. If I said, remember the show Survivor, they vote people off the island?
No doubt.
If there's one guy that's going to be off the island, trade him, move him. And it may just be because they can get another shooter. Is there a Laker, though, in this whole thing? Because they got 10 guys that can play. Probably 4 to 5 are pretty good prospects. Is there a guy you think would be voted off the island first?
I think it all depends on the record. And I really do feel like you can't fully evaluate a team till after 18 to 20 games. You don't want to prejudge a team or move too fast because of what other people doing. Sometimes you see the Golden State Warriors playing at a rapid clip. Let's just face it. You don't have 3 guys in the association, and they're all on that one team that can go out there and score 50-plus points. And Clay, KD, and Steph.
Yeah, we never had that in the history of the league.
Yeah, you can't make judgment calls on what you see them doing. You have to understand that, look, you're not going to win a championship this year, but you're going to be in the mix. You're going to be fun to watch, and the narrative has changed about the organization. But don't rush to judgment. Let things play out. Trust in LeBron James and facilitating and making these guys be a better version of themselves and see how things go.
NBA insider Caron Butler. Was Caron angry when you talked? Or not Caron. Was Jimmy tense, anxious? What was his mood?
He was just like, bro, I just want my message to be right, and I want people to understand, because sometimes where smoke, there's fire, and people just run off with all these trends or the trade is happening or this. It's just, we have mutual agreement. I need rest, a little banged up. I'll be fine. And wherever I'm at, I'm going to give 110%. You know that. And I said, I echo those statements.
Good seeing you.
Always.
NBA insider. Excellent work. Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
All right, so NFL trade deadline was yesterday. One of the big winners was the Houston Texans.